In normal circumstances, a football club's most talented and most costly left-back would be a dead cert to play in an FA Cup semi-final. But it is perhaps typical of Benjamin Mendy's Manchester City career that his place in the Blues' starting side for the trip to Wembley on Saturday evening is closer to unlikely than uncertain. Part of his situation is down to injuries, of course. 2 serious knee problems in as many seasons is tantamount to the most rotten of luck, yet the niggling concern remains that the France international is not helping himself. Mendy has made just 20 appearances over the course of his City career to date, and the feeling is that his exploits off the pitch are having a negative impact on his chances of exhibiting his infinite talent on it. The semi-final against Brighton is the sort of game in which reputations are made, and while Mendy should be confirming his as one of Europe's most accomplished fullbacks, the real shame is that Aleks Zinchenko, the 22-year-old Ukrainian, has been denied the chance to further his claim as City's most informed defender. Zinchenko, who limped off in City's 2-0 win against Cardiff on Wednesday night, might have been playing for the Wolves team that has twice inflicted defeat on Manchester United in recent weeks, had his desire to establish himself in Pep Guardiola's first team been weaker last summer, and, so impressive have his City performances been this side of Christmas, it is easy to forget that his natural position is in midfield. It leaves Danilo, a right-back by trade, the obvious contender to play on the left side of defense with Fabian Delph sidelined through injury while Aymeric Laporte, John Stones and Kyle Walker perhaps make up the remainder of Guardiola's most adept back four. Fernandinho's 105 minutes of football since returning from a hamstring injury have given the impression that the Brazil midfielder has returned to peak fitness just in time for the beginning of the season's conclusion, and it would be a surprise to see anyone other than the 33-year-old operate in front of City's defensive line against Brighton. Silva and Bernardo Silva were both rested for the routine win against Cardiff to imply their involvement at Wembley, though it will be hard for Guardiola to omit Kevin De Bruyne after his statement performance on Wednesday night. The vast majority of the Blues' 27 chances came courtesy of the Belgium international who, despite admitting he won't reach the performance levels of last season before the end of the current campaign, looked a force to be reckoned with against Neil Warnock's side. Guardiola confirmed that Sergio Aguero is in contention to face Brighton after recovering from the ankle injury that the Argentine picked up at Fulham on Saturday, and Gabriel Jesus' showing in his absence did little to convince of his chances of leading the line at the National Stadium. Raheem Sterling is City's most consistent winger, and it is likely to be a toss-up between Leroy Sane and Bernardo for the other wide position. Guardiola always finds room for the Portuguese. Predicted Zai, Ederson, Walker, Stones, Laporte, Danilo, De Bruyne, Fernandinho, Silva, Sterling, Aguero, Bernardo Silva.